Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kyle, these are my friends, and we will be leading you through a lovely class fit for all levels. You should arrange your space and make it nice, so maybe you can light a candle at home or open or close the windows to your liking, and then come to the mat and join us in a comfortable seat. So to begin, close your eyes and start to lengthen your spine. And you really want to use these first few moments, especially because you are at home, to transition into the time and space of your practice. Inhale, fill up. And then exhale, empty. And start to let the shoulders slide away. Inhale, you want to feel length in the spine, all the way up through the crown. And exhale, let the rib cage fall back in. So just a few more. In. Looks very nice. And out. In. And out. Last one. In. Exhale everything out. So now inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, just pull the hands straight down the center. Focus only on the breath. In. And out. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, just gently lean over to the right side. It can be as dramatic or as simple as you want to be. You can turn the rib cage down a bit. You can turn the rib cage and the gaze up towards the ceiling. Just start to open up the left side of the waist. In. And out. One more. In. And out. Inhale, reach straight up, lengthen both sides, and then exhale, lean the other direction. Same thing on this side. Explore, find that part of your side that you want to open up and breathe into it. In and out. Inhale to the center, reach both arms up, and now grab opposite elbows in front of your chest. See if you can hook the elbows kind of like they're a headband on your or above your forehead, and then lift up. Open your chest and shoulders up. Give you a nice back bend here. 2 breaths. In and out. One more. In and out. Release the arms and come forward onto your hands and knees. So spread your fingers out, get those hands right underneath your shoulders. Inhale, arch the back, look up. And then exhale, round the spine and pull everything in. Inhale, arch, collarbones apart. There's some openness. And then exhale, contraction, roundness, pulling in. 2 more breaths. In. Can even stretch the front of the throat. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale. And then exhale, round the spine and stay here. So as if there was a thread behind your navel, you want to curl that thread in and up and back and in and up and back, and use the front of the body to lift the back of the body higher. Mirror what's happening in your spine. You totally anticipated it, Deidre, by lifting onto your fingertips. Suck up the center of your palm as you suck up the center of the body. Send the hips back towards the heels slightly, and that should hollow you out pretty low. And then release that. And now just start to stir your own pot. So get very funky. As big or as small as you want to make the movements. Get into the nooks and crannies. It's really nice to close your eyes here. Maybe bend the elbows and make a figure 8 shape with your shoulders. Basically, you're just starting to integrate all of these disparate parts into one harmonious unit. The neck involved, maybe stretch the jaw, the face, scrunch it up and relax it. Nice. And if you run out of things to do, then definitely check these girls out because they look awesome. So now back to the center, tuck the toes and press yourself back to down dog. Keep the movement going. Try taking your feet very wide apart, especially if you are more stiff. Taking the feet mat width will let you deepen the hip crease and start to get into that forward bend coming from the tilt in the pelvis. That's what we want. You can try turning your toes pigeon-toed, pressing down through the heels, and also see if you can pad the weight from one hand to the other as deftly as you're able to move the weight from one foot to the other. So really starting to get conscious and functional in your dog. Now start to stabilize. Bring all of the awareness to your hands and create a suction cup at the center of the palms. So this is a bandha, just like Mula Bandha at the pelvic floor and Uddiyana Bandha in the abdomen. It's an energetic seal that allows you to draw energy in. So even if you can't yet feel it and you've never heard of it, imagine pressing your hands so fully into the earth that you can pull energy up. Good. Doesn't look any different, but hopefully you can feel it. On the inhales, you want to draw it in through the hands and send it up the spine. And then on the exhale, you want to imagine the energy traveling down the backs of the legs and into the earth. In and out. So there's like a cycle of energy that you can connect with. One more. In and out. Inhale, float forward to plank. Look forward. And then exhale, press right back to dog. Inhale, you come forward, look forward, feel the shoulders over the wrists, and exhale, push right back. Inhale, come forward to plank, and then stay right here. You want those shoulders over your wrists. That means your bones are bearing the weight and getting stronger. You want to feel your structure here, like a little baby dog could sleep right here and be supported. Lift the low belly. Drive back through the heels. You guys look perfect. 2 more breaths. In and out. Last one. In. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. So step your fingers a bit wider. Maybe you walk the tops of the feet back. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, release down. So that can be as big or small as you want. Inhale to lift, like a little cobra. Exhale, release down. Twice more. In and out. Last one. In. And then exhale, release down. Bring your hands by your ribs, tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps up, pull your waist in. Inhale, press straight up to plank. And then exhale, dog. Shake the head gently. Flutter your lips. Yeah, make some sound, contribute. Inhale. And out. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, come forward, knee to the nose. So you get that hollowing effect. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, knee to the nose. Feel your shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Inhale, look forward on the fingertips. And then exhale, you want to extend the leg and release the head down. Inhale, bend the knee, look forward. Exhale, extend the leg. It feels like you're scissoring your inner thighs together. 2 more times. In and out. In. Looks good. And out. So stay here, get that scissoring sensation, pull the waist in, let the head release. Inhale. And out. One more. In. And out. Now inhale, bend the front knee, look forward. And exhale, press the left hand down and reach the right arm up. Close your eyes. Lengthen straight back through that back heel and then radiate forward through the crown of your head. So inhales, you want to feel energy moving in both directions along that central channel. And on the exhales, it's like you can revolve your rib cage around that axis. Two more. In and out. Last one. And out. Hands down. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, press right back to down dog. Pull the low belly and shake it out. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to the nose, hollow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. More breathing. In. Exhale, pull it in, try to touch. Now inhale, stretch back. And then exhale, mirror that movement as you step the foot forward. Inhale on the fingertips, collarbones apart. Exhale, extend the leg and release the head down. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Very, very nice. Two more. In. And out. Last one, in. And then exhale, extend the leg, feel that scissoring action, pull the waist in and breathe here. In. And out. In. And out. You can always sigh. You at home and you girls right here, anything you want to do so that your practice is more joyous and more of a release and a refuge, that's what we're looking to experience. If you're getting performance anxiety, scratch it and start fresh. Inhale, bend the knee, look forward. And then exhale, take that nice twist. So close the eyes. Reach the top of the chest forward, the crown of the head forward, and drive back in space with the heel. Inhale, length. And then exhale, you revolve around that axis. One more. In. And out. Inhale, hands down, look forward. Exhale, push the floor away, down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. And then exhale, stay right here. Lift your right foot just an inch. Feel an energetic rebound from your hands pushing. Lifts the center of the body. Set that foot down. I know, it gets really, really hot right from that. And then left foot up, just a breath. In, feel your own strength, capability, how structurally sound and perfect you are. Set the foot down, press back to dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. And exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. So lift up onto the fingertips, kind of set your feet, feel stable, and then press down into that front foot to come up for a high lunge. All the way up. Very graceful, and you know, it's nice to have some grace and style to your practice. You can definitely express that and show that. So try to lift the front of your pelvis. You're welcome to bend the back knee like Deidre is so that she can feel that bowl of the pelvis totally vertical. You don't want it tipping forward or back or side to side. You want to feel like you can lift up out of it. Tailbone and pubic bone together, sides of the waist long. For the final breath, elevate the vision. Inhale. And then exhale, set the hands down and press back to down dog. Inhale, reach your left leg up and back. Exhale, step it forward, set your feet up, look forward, and then as you're ready, come on up for the high lunge. So take your time here. Bring the awareness to the pelvis. Get oriented. And that's it. Be still. You don't need to fidget or fuss. You're good. In. And if you look anything like these girls, you're really good to go. In. And out. Last one. Look up, open up, reach up. Exhale, hands down, down dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down. So this, I think, feels absolutely amazing. Take your right leg out to the side like a frog's leg. Try to get that knee pretty high. Then you want to thread your left arm underneath, roll back onto your right shoulder and come into a nice lying spinal twist. You can close your eyes and breathe here. In and out. In and out. Last one. And out. Back to the center. Roll on back. Left leg out to the side. Thread the right arm underneath. And lean back. Very gorgeous. In and out, so you can appreciate how the body is warming up. That's basically what we do with this practice. We go from being dense and heavy and dark and stagnant and rigid towards warm, aerated, flexible, more joyous. One more breath here, in and out. Back to the center. Bring your hands by your ribs. Tuck those toes. Lift the kneecaps so the legs are very active. Inhale right up to plank. And then exhale back to dog and shake it out. Very good. So walk your feet up towards your hands. Take the feet hips width apart and parallel and just hang down over your legs. Good. So you can notice your own tendencies, and that's definitely a part of your practice. You want to know where the imbalance, how you stray from the archetype so that you can come back. So if you're pigeon-toed or you're knock-kneed or you're bow-legged or any of those things, here's where you restore efficiency to your joints and organ systems. So we want to break those habits. So just look at your feet and really place them with some care. Grab those elbows, sway. Now, these girls are super mobile, so they all look amazing with these long backs and these sit bones reaching straight up for the ceiling. If you're folded a lot less than them, that's cool. No worries at all. Bend your knees, and that'll give you more release. And that's really the quality we want to find in this first forward fold. Feel like it's a hang. And that will give you length, all of this space in the low back. Let your head go completely. And you feel the weight of your skull pulling space between each and every vertebrae. Release your fingertips down and just walk your fingertips over to the right as far as you can. Pull your hips towards the left and just you kind of get a funky stretch through the middle of the back. Switch sides. Nice. Pull your hips away from your fingertips. And then make your way back to the center. Bend your knees even more so that you can actually lay your rib cage on your thighs. You make contact there and you're fully folded into yourself. Keep the head heavy and now start to press into the feet and roll yourself up to standing. So it's just one vertebrae at a time, and your head will be the last thing to come up. Your own pace is good. Once your head comes up, let your shoulders follow. And then exhale, slide them down and back behind you. Just try to move them a lot. Inhale, forward, up, exhale, down and back. One more time, in and out. Step the feet together, reach your arms up, grab that left wrist, pull straight up first, and then over to the right. So just like we did seated, open up the left side of the body. Press into both feet. Can let the hips move over to the right if you'd like. Inhale, you feel the entire body getting longer. And then exhale, you can bend a little bit deeper. Inhale, come up to the center. You can't mess up, so don't worry. Grab the other wrist and lean towards the left. Just feel the right channel opening. Press solidly through both feet. One more breath in and out. Inhale, reach straight up. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms to face up. Stretch up through the webbing of the hands. Lift the chest and the vision. And then gracefully release your arms down. So with your feet together, come to mountain pose. Tadasana. It's really the seed from which our entire asana practice comes. This is it. It's all here. The steadiness and ease, the conscious, joyful connection to the earth. Feel it here. Your feet press down, and they're like sponges. They pull energy up the legs. Tailbone and pubic bone towards one another. Gather the energy. Shoot it straight up through the crown of your head. Very, very beautiful. You can bring your hands together, bow the head, and set an intention. So you're amazing. You're practicing at home. We're blown away by that for sure. But it's nice. You're putting forth this energy and effort. You've carved out this time and space and made class happen for yourself today. What's the point, right? Set that point. What is the point of putting forth all of this energy today for you? And it's nice to see one word. You can print it into the front of your mind and come back to it, whether that's joyousness, discipline, focus, balance, strength, supporting a friend, anything like that. You got it? You see it in the mind? It's worth it. Don't underestimate the power of your thoughts. Inhale, fill up. And then exhale, open the eyes and release the hands. So back to the breathing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, just pull the hands straight down the center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull your hands down. One more time. Inhale to reach up. And then exhale, fold forward and release your head fully at the bottom. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Bend your knees to keep your fingertips down if you need. And then exhale, step back to plank and just stay there. 2 breaths, gaze slightly forward. Inhale. And you see she's so stable, so sound. One more breath in. And then exhale back to dog. Shake the head out. Pull that low belly in. Inhale. Energy pulled in through the hands, sent up the spine. Exhale, feel it traveling down the backs of the legs into the earth. 2 more. In. And out. In. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. So step or jump empty. And when you land, inhale will draw you forward. And then exhale, fold and let that head go. Inhale to stand up, reach, stretch, look. Exhale, hands by the sides. And you're perfect in that mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Pull the waist in. Bend the knees if you need, and then exhale, step to plank. And bend your elbows halfway for a first chaturanga. Very, very gorgeous. Inhale, now move forward and up. Lift the chest, push those hands down. Exhale, press back to dog. 3 deep breaths. In and out. In and out. Last breath. In. Exhale, bend the knees, prepare. Look where you're headed. Float there on empty. Stepping is good too, or that's cool. Inhale, lengthen when you land. Exhale, fold, let it go completely. Inhale, stand, reach, stretch, look up. Exhale, hands by the sides. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. That's like the best part. Enjoy the way down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step back and bend the elbows. Inhale, move forward and up. Feel the shoulders move back in space. Exhale, push it away to dog. Inhale. Exhale, 1. How about everybody in through the nose, out through the mouth. Tangible, audible. 2 more like that. In and out. Yes, it sounds good. In and out. Yeah, don't be shy. Inhale, lift your heels very high. Exhale, bend the knees, look where you're headed. Float there. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, reach, stretch, look up. Exhale, hands by the sides. Close the eyes just for a breath. Inhale. And out. So now lift onto the balls of your feet and then reach your arms up. You're welcome to press the palms, but if you notice that you're getting all congested and uncomfortable, just separate the hands and then reintegrate the shoulders onto the back. You want to feel all the muscles of the waist. Just pull in. Gorgeous. 2 more breaths. Your gaze is straight forward. In and out. Nice, Dristi. In. And then exhale, you just lower your heels, lower your arms. Inhale, sit back into chair pose. Nice, and stay right here. So all of those muscles of the waist will pull in to support the spine. And just like we did in that high lunge, you want to think about maybe lifting those front hip points up off the quadriceps. It's going to hollow you out very low, and it's going to lengthen your tail underneath your seat. Just something to, play with right now. In and out. Nice. And you knit those front ribs in, and, she's the archetype. Last breath. Inhale, elevate the vision, back bend a little bit more, and then exhale, hands down, and you fold. Take the feet hips width apart. Grab your big toes. Make the feet parallel, very always consciously placed. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Lift the waist. Exhale, bend those elbows to the sides. So if your knees are bent here, that's awesome. That's what's going to get your hamstrings to open up and be like these girls. So bend your knees by all means. And then you want to feel that tilting in the pelvis, the sit bones, the bottom of those elephant ears that are like up under your butt. Those are reaching up for the ceiling. You're lengthening out all of those hamstring attachments. 2 more breaths. In and out. And you want to bring the front of your torso close to the fronts of the legs. In and out. Inhale, draw the chest forward. And exhale, take your feet mat width apart, turn your toes out, come down for a wide squatting pose. So if your heels are popping up or you feel uncomfortable here at all, you can sit on a block. You can also roll up your mat. I don't know, grab a shoebox and sit on it if that's all you've got. And then you want to close your eyes. You want to lift the top of the chest, drive the elbows into the knees, and breathe here. In. Nice opportunity, moment to bring the point of this practice back into the mind. And hopefully, like these girls, you're starting to build some heat. You don't have to jump around or do too much fancy stuff if you're breathing consciously. That's gonna warm the body from the inside out, and we keep it really simple. Last breath, in and out. So now open the eyes, hands down, hips up, bring your heels together. Everybody can do this, so play with us. We're gonna take a little crow pose. You want your hands to come back to that idea of suction cups. That's how well they're connected to the earth. They're shoulder width apart so that you have some integrity to your structure. Bend your elbows and place the knees in the armpits. So you could stay right here and just kind of peek over the edge. If you want to, ready to just try, shift forward, literally stick your neck out, literally and figuratively. Maybe one big toe, put it down, raise the other, or maybe you'll see it doesn't take too much muscling. As my weight goes forward, my butt is lifted up. Nice, 2 more breaths, in and out. Yes, pull that waist in, round spine for the bird poses, in. And then exhale, set down. And then walk yourself back to dog. Gentle, gentle. Different, right? Everybody wants to shoot back and jam their elbows up. Forget about it. Inhale, right leg up and back. And then exhale, step the foot forward and spin the back heel down. So inhale, come up for warrior 1. Reach up, look up, and then exhale, take your hands down, step to plank, and bend the elbows for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, and then exhale, press right back to dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step it forward, back heel down. Inhale, you rise up, look up. Exhale, let it go. Hands come down, plank, look forward, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing. Breathe in and out. In and out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step or float empty. Inhale, draws you forward. Exhale, fold and let it go. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. And then exhale, come to standing, mountain pose. Very nice. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Exhale, hands down, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. So if you're jumping, you land with those bent elbows. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step it forward, back heel down. Inhale, ride the wave up. Exhale, you crash back down and lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, press back downward facing. They get style points. Are you getting style points? Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step it forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, let it go. Hands down, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Push the tops of the feet down too. Exhale, downward facing. Breathe in and out. In, out. Last one. Exhale, bend the knees, prepare. Step or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Exhale, come to standing, mountain pose. So close your eyes. We're going to use an image to align with, so try to see it as I'm saying it. And you could have your hands by your sides or in front of the heart, whatever you prefer. So imagine a cord dropping down from the ceiling, a thread from the universe, and it drops through the crown of your head, through the upper palate, the roof of your mouth, drops down the throat, through the floor of the heart, through the floor of the pelvis, straight into the earth between the ankles. Try to see that line of energy. Try to feel that line of energy. Draw towards it. And instantly you're centered. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. And now exhale, twist over to the right. So you hook your left elbow outside your right knee. You settle into your seat. You can glance down at your knees to make sure they're even. You girls are even, but you may want to do that at home. And then now use the mechanism. Use the leverage of your elbow into your knee, of your right hand pushing through your left to revolve the rib cage around. Last breath in. And out. Inhale, chair pose, reach up to the center. And then exhale, twist the other way. So stability, foundation, connection to the earth, always first and foremost. Then we work the depth of the expression. 2 more breaths in and out. Psychic assist. In. Works every time. And out. Inhale, reach up to the center, stay in the seat, pull the waist in, and then exhale, hands down, hips up, head down. Take your feet hips width apart again. So we're going to take Padahastasana, but if grabbing the big toes is better for you, grab the big toes. And you're welcome to bend your knees here as per usual. If you're taking a full pose, stand on your hands. Move your rings and your bracelets and walk your toes all the way up to your wrist crease. Inhale, some semblance of a half lift, looking forward. Exhale, bend the elbows and fold. Good. Everybody can try to shift the weight forward. It's scary. And reach, imagine, visualize those sit bones going straight up. In. And you can imagine the teacher coming around, grabbing your sit bones and pulling them up. In, they get the picture. In, could just grab their butts. In, and out. Very good. One more. In, and out. Release your hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, hands on the hips. Inhale to standing, and then exhale, step the feet together. So now step off your mat, turn your toes out. Your feet should be, wide so that you can bend your knees and have your knees right over your ankles. A tendency here will be for the knees to kind of flop in like that. So make sure that's not happening. And now bring your hands together in front of your heart. You can challenge your balance here, which is actually kind of hard, by closing your eyes. Or keep the eyes open and the gaze straight forward. Tailbone and pubic bone together, super vertical. I feel like it's a very fiercely feminine posture. Don't you guys think? In and out. One more breath. In and out. Now open the eyes. If they're closed, press into the feet. Inhale. And then exhale, turn your toes in. So the feet are moderately wide. Interlace, or actually hands on the hips, elbows towards one another. Inhale, arch the back. And then exhale, fold forward over the legs. So walk your hands forward and place your left hand right under your face. See that your hand and your 2 feet make an equilateral triangle. Do you see that on the floor that you're making? Push into the left hand and reach the right arm up. Inhale. And out, and you're bearing weight through all 3 points that are your connection to the earth. In and out. Last one. And out. Hand down, head down, shake it out. And then lengthen your spine, place that right hand, and reach the left arm up. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, 1. In. Exhale, 2. Last one. 3. Hands down, head down, shake it out. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, hands on the hips. It's a very strong moment. Inhale, you stand up. Exhale, turn your toes back out and bend the knees. Keep your hands on your knees, a little bit of support. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, dip your left shoulder and look over the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale the other direction. Inhale, center. Exhale towards the right. Inhale towards the center. I will brush your hair out of your eyes. Exhale, left. 2 more. In. Last time towards the right. In. Last time towards the left. Wringing it out. Inhale to the center. Extend the legs. Parallel the feet again. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, reach the fist down. Look up. And then exhale, fold forward over your legs, trying to let the crown of the head release towards the mat. Good. If you want to get more into the shoulders, you can bring the base of the wrist to touch instead of just the webbing of the fingers. Reach the fist forward, and for these girls, down to the mat. In. And you could try to shift the weight forward in your feet a tiny bit too. Last breath. In. And out. Release your hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, hands on the hips. Inhale to stand up. Exhale, step the feet together. Close the eyes, mountain pose. So again, you come back to the purpose, the point of this practice. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Exhale, hands down, fold. Inhale, prepare, look forward. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Push the hands down. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. And then exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Back heel down. Come on up for warrior 1. Nice. So, same thing. Whenever the arms are up, pressing the palms is the most challenging and where you want to head. But if it's getting you all congested and bunchy, just separate your hands and you'll be able to remain spacious and dignified in the posture. Looks gorgeous. Try to bring the left hip forward, bend into that front knee, lift the hip points, pull the torso away from the front thigh. Now close your eyes and imagine that the whole posture originates in this back heel. Lean back into it. Feel the energy shoot from there through the back of the heart, front of the heart. Inhale. And out. Now extend the front leg. Thank God. Interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale, reach the fist down, see the ceiling. And then exhale as you fold forward, bend your front knee, and you come into humble warrior. So you want to try to let your crown go, and she's close. reach the crown of the head for that space right inside your front foot. It's not a long hold, so don't worry. Inhale and out. Last one, in and out. Release your hands down. Inhale, lift your back heel, look forward. Exhale, extend the front leg and pop your back foot in about halfway. So it's important for this posture that you have a connection to the earth through your hands, either fingertips or 2 blocks or 2 platform shoes or something. Inhale, draw the chest forward, scissor the inner thighs. Exhale, fold into that front leg. Inhale. Exhale, 1. In. Exhale, 2. In. Exhale, 3. In. 4. Last breath. Inhale, pull energy up the fronts of the legs. Exhale, fold your deepest. Inhale, bend the front knee, look forward. Exhale, down dog, push it away. Chaturanga is very masculine. You don't need to do it too much. Unless you want to build muscle and pump testosterone. We don't need it. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step the foot forward and spin the back heel down. So, empower yourself to make your own good choices during class. Warrior 1. So something that can really help with this posture is to move that front foot, your left foot, over to the left a bit more. And you give yourself some width in the posture. It feels better, I think. Bend into that front knee, close your eyes, and find the back bend, elevated vision, shoulders lifting the back, from the back, lifting the chest up, muscles of the waist pulled in. 2 more breaths, in and out, in and out. Inhale, extend the front leg. Exhale, interlace the fingers, and then just switch the interlace so your other thumb is on top. Inhale, reach the fist down, look up, and then exhale, come into humble warrior. Nobody likes this posture. Nobody likes being humble, but it's a short hold and, it's a bow. It's a forward bow towards the earth. In and out. Last one, that's it. In and out. Release the hands down. Inhale, look forward. Lift your back heel. Exhale, extend that front leg as you pop the back foot in. So set your feet up. Make sure they're both nice and grounded. Your hands are well connected. Inhale, draw the chest forward. Make all that space. Exhale, fold into your left leg. So press down strongly through both feet. Pull energy up the legs on the inhale. And on the exhale, you work to bring the torso closer to your front leg. 3 more breaths. In and out. And you can always bend the front knee or bend both knees if you need. In and out. Last one. And out. Inhale to bend your front knee, look forward. Exhale, push it away, down dog, and shake it all out here. Gently, head left to right, yes and no. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, stay right here. So have the plank holds gotten easier? The first one is so hard. Now, your muscles are working efficiently and should be nice and hugged onto the bone. 1 more, in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Very nice. Take your arms out wide in a T. Inhale, lift your head, chest, and your legs up. Drop the chin slightly. Yeah, and if you want to keep your fingertips down and use that as a little support, go for it. In And out. 2 more. Go for length and a perfectly integrated shallow arc running through the entire body. 1 more breath in. And then exhale, release down. Turn your head to one side, arms alongside the body. Rock the hips out and be easy. Now interlace the fingers behind you. Zip the legs and heels together again. Inhale, lift head, chest, and the legs. So the most flexible part of your spine is the cervical spine, and we tend to want to do back bends by sticking the chin up. So just make sure you're not crushing the back of your neck and you take your chin down a little and really you're radiating through the crown of the head. Nice. And then that nice arc is through the whole body. 2 more. Lift the fist off the seat. Reach it back. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, release. Turn the head the other way. In. And out. In. And out. Roll over onto your backs. Yeah, flip over. You wouldn't even believe what time it is, girls, honestly. So bend your knees, place your feet down, and it's generally a good sign when you're coming onto your back, you know we're winding down. So your feet are hips width apart, your heels are nice and close to your seat, arms are alongside the body, press your feet down and lift your hips up. Interlace your fingers, which we've done all class, to open the chest and get that stress out of there. And see, sometimes you have to kind of shimmy back and forth to really get the blades underneath you. Close the eyes. Feel the blades lifting the chest towards the chin. And then bring the awareness to the feet. Relax your toes. Solidly press through the entire sole of each foot to lift the back of the pelvis higher. In. And out. In. And out. 1 more breath. Lift higher. Inhale. Now exhale really slowly. Take your time here. Release your hands. It's almost like you hollow out and you want to let the upper back come down, hollow a little more, the middle back come down, and then finally the pelvis comes down. That should feel really good. Step your feet wide apart and windshield wiper the knees side to side. Very, very nice. So now take both knees up, let both knees fall together. Reach your arms up overhead and grab opposite elbows so the feet are down on the mat. It's just like a super simple constructive resting pose that lets you restore that natural S curve to your spine. 1 more breath. In. And out. Now hug the knees in and come and take happy baby. So you want to grab the outsides of the feet and try to keep that whole spine, the whole back of your pelvis down on the mat. And it's almost like you reach the pubic bone towards the floor to make that happen. The shoulders slide underneath you, away from the ears, and you want to use your arms to deepen the sensation. In and out. In. It's very personal to adjust somebody here. You really get in there, so you don't have to worry about that at home. In, and I know them, okay? And out. So now hug both knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then you're going to rock and roll on the spine until you come up to a seat. So we're just going to take a very simple seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Sometimes it's nice to reach in there and pull the flesh out of the way. And that tilt in the pelvis is what we're looking for. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold forward over your legs. You can take an inhale to draw more length into the spine. And then an exhale to release the head and just go for that mega fold. In and out. You can also bend the knees here, can use a strap, or you could stay a lot more upright. This is a really good forward fold if that's where your flexibility is at. 2 more breaths in and out. In and out. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, come to sit up. So you're going to keep going back, come to lay back, and we're going to end class with a shoulder stand. So few options. If you're on your period, if you're feeling tired, cooked, finito, then come over to a wall, and I know you have one, and basically you saddle up to the wall, legs up the wall, and you just lay back. This is a super restorative, therapeutic inversion practice that is really, really beneficial. So I couldn't recommend something more. Otherwise, shoulder stand. So you're gonna roll the legs over your head and come into plow. And then just like we do in that bridge pose where you kind of walk the shoulder blades together underneath you, you can interlace your fingers even before you take the hands onto the back, just for a moment. Yeah, you see they get really upright. Now bend the elbows, place the hands on the back, take the legs up one at a time or together. Gorgeous. So they don't have any problem with this at all. Once you get up and get stable, imagine that you could walk your hands further down your back and become more vertical. They're upright. This is vertical. Most people will need to take the feet forward in space so that rather than hovering over the head, which is kind of stage 1, you'll be nice and upright like my advanced practitioners. Close the eyes, breathe here. Inhale and out. And then what I always say to my friends when we're playing yoga, Cirque du Soleil legs. Yes, funky. Can do whatever you want. It's a different relationship to gravity for the top of the femur bone in that hip socket. So it can feel really good to split the legs wide or take the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana or one leg forward and back. Yeah. And then take both legs up, flex both feet, and lower the legs back overhead. So this is important. If your feet touch the mat, like her, fabulous, interlace your fingers. If your feet do not touch and they're hovering, keep your hands on your back and bend the knees around your ears. Good. So now everybody bend the knees around the ears, and you can take your hands over your calves, and this is Karna Pidasana. It's like you're in your own little sensory deprivation tank. You're in your own little shell. It can be very, very intense. So breathe and stay calm. Take your palms down to the mat. Now, as slow as you ever have, savor the opportunity to relay out the spine. You want to use your hands like brakes. You want to use the strength of your abdomen to release one vertebrae at a time, and you could see how good this feels. She's smiling too. Once your whole spine is down, you can either just bend the knees and place the feet down or keep extending the legs out. We just take the tiny little counter pose of fish pose for 2 breaths, and then it's final relaxation. Turn your palms to face up, press the elbows down, place the crown of your head. Inhale and out, just to reopen that area up. Last breath, and then release down and take Shavasana. So this is an important part of your practice, as important as any asana, any posture that we take. Start with your feet and let those ankles just flop open like the pages of a book. If you're feeling any discomfort in your low back, shift. The whole point of this posture is to feel comfortable and to be able to release that muscular, skeletal tension in the body. So sometimes rolling up a blanket under your legs or putting a pillow there, kind of, yeah, she's got to get comfortable. Once you feel good, then you work on the conscious, systematic release. Every muscle slips off the bone. Those heavy bones take rest, and you basically want to watch your breath get so quiet. It's like barely detectable. So now slowly start to notice and appreciate the effects of relaxation. And of course, you're welcome to stay in Shavasana for 5 more minutes. I would probably. But you want to notice how your breath has calmed down, how the heat has begun to dissipate away. And begin to twinkle the fingertips and the toes and the wrists and the ankles. You can roll along the back of the head from the right to the left. You can reach your arms up overhead and point your toes and stretch yourself out long or wide. However you want to come back and stretch yourself awake. And then bend your knees, roll over to the right, and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Close the eyes. Lengthen the spine. See that image facing any direction, it doesn't matter. You want to plug into the earth through the seat and lift up through the crown of the head. Energy moving upwards from the base of the spine. And then you also want to see that image descending from above into the earth. So energy moving in 2 directions along that central energetic channel. And you should feel centered, calm, steady, and at ease. Bring your hands together. Final moment to see that intention you set for your practice. And then bow the head. Namaste.